All right, we are back with another PrizePicks video. Going to be talking NBA in this one. Got a 5-game slate, so definitely a decent amount of value on the board, and ultimately going to bring you guys 6 picks for today. If you're new to the channel, it's definitely a good time to subscribe. We're on the road to 3.5K and then 4K subscribers, and we just hit our second month on YouTube. This is like our second month anniversary of being on YouTube, so we're growing fast. We're very consistent. NBA each and every day, and then when we got other sports going on, we definitely attack those as well. But guys, I've implemented a new strategy the past few days. Being growing on YouTube, I've been able to partner up with a few platforms that I really love and enjoy using, and they bring a whole bunch of value to me. So anything you see me use in this video, they have free trials down in the description. Click those links for free trials, and then one of the tools even has a discount for your first month. So definitely check those out. Let's go over the video picks from last time though. Brook Lopez got there for us. He hit a 3 early too, so a little bit of a sweaty one, but ended up getting there for us against Washington. McDaniels did a reboot, so we ended up going 3 for 5. Zubats grabbed 11 boards in only 22 minutes of action. We knew he might be limited in minutes if this game got out of hand. And then Jeremy Sohan, maybe not the best play, ended up getting 8 boards on a 5.5 line, so he went over expectations. Mitchell Robinson, continues to grab boards against anyone, even a tough team against Minnesota. So those are the video picks from last time. Really don't remember the last time we went under 50% on a video. I have to go check, but it's been more than a week. We've been consistently at 4 out of 5, 4 to 6, 5 out of 6, things like that. Sometimes these reboots happen, but can't help that. But definitely a good time to join our community, subscribe to the channel, get the bells on so you can get these picks in before they get moved. I do say that because I had picks that I was going to bring you guys today that I made last night. These were all the picks: Mobley, Wagner, all these guys, and every single line either got bumped or it got moved off the board. I will show you here. I tried to plug them all in, but all of these are either bumped. 2 of them even got moved off the board. I think the Barnes and the Keontae George lines. So definitely get the bell on. Obviously, I didn't get this out to you guys. It was late before bed. I wanted to put something in, but found 6 more plays that I'm really liking, and going to attack that. So let's go into the board here, and we'll go ahead and clear these out. Also, if you have any questions about the bumps, I haven't looked too much into it yet, but I can if you ask me questions if you want to still play those. But let's go chronologically like we always do. I'm going to start off with OG Anunoby. So we got 1.5 turnovers here, and we're going to go over. Let's go into his outlier page. Again, all these tools have links in the description for free trials. I highly recommend them as I've implemented this new strategy using all of them. We're up 40 units in the past 4 days, so definitely useful, and you'll get me your money back quick. Anunoby, let's go here, and let's go to his over turnovers. In 2023, he's gone over this line in 56% of the games, 5 out of 9 games, so nothing crazy there. I do love his matchup against Orlando, who gives up the 16.8, or I guess forces 16.8 turnovers per game, which is the #1 in the league. So really liking that. Against small forwards specifically too. I'm not sure if this stat is updated on Outlier yet. I know that their overall stats are correct, but I did go ahead and check this, and I think they're even better than this 23rd rank. If we just jump over to here, we can see that small forwards going against Orlando, they forced, the 4th most turnovers, so 29 or 2.94 turnovers per game. So that would be ranked like 26th or whatever, which is 4th best in terms of turnovers allowed. So really liking this spot for him, like the matchup. He's gone over in 50% of the games now. He doesn't typically, in the last 20, if you want to see that, I do want to be transparent. He's only gone over this in 6 of 20 games. So doesn't typically turn the ball over, but he's been handling it a little bit more this season, with no Fred VanVleet there now, and a few guys being down out of the lineup. So definitely handling it a little bit more, and odds are really liking this. So let's jump over to Odds Jam now and kind of check out the implied chances of it hitting compared to other sports books and where they have his line. So let's go over to OG Anunoby. Let's just deselect everyone here and find OG. Or let's see, Anunoby maybe. There we go. Apply there, and we do see that his turnovers is at 1.5, and that's his best line right here at 52.35% chance to hit. Now, this game is the first chronological game. That's how I usually display my picks. But in terms of like percent chances to hit, with our other info, with all our other data points, this one maybe is my quote unquote least favorite play of the day. But again, really like it. And he's been hitting consistently. Other sports books have him at minus 125, minus 130. Flip's got him at minus 140 to go over this line. So definitely a play I'm liking, definitely a play I'm playing, and definitely going to plug it in for our first video pick. Next up, we're going to go to, trying to stay chronological here, let's go to Jalen Suggs. And we're going to go to his 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And we're going over here. It's actually an all-over day, so definitely fun to watch these games. Usually we have some unders there. We just attack value. We're not just saying go over or under. But it happens to be that we got 5 or 6 overs today. So Jalen Suggs over 17.5 PRA. I am curious what his fantasy score is at. It's at 23. So I recommend, honestly, with Jalen Suggs, is one of these defensive, offensive guys. I wouldn't mind taking his fantasy score either, but I'm going to go with his PRA just because that's the one I've been researching. Let's open up his outlier page, kind of see what he's been doing so far this year. If you've been following this channel, you know that he has been a stud for us. We've gone to him many times, and he's gone over in 7 of 10 games, 8 of 12 games on the whole season, and he's going up against a Toronto team who's middle of the road in terms of rebounds, points, assists, all these things. So not like the worst matchup in the world. We can see his head-to-head matchup, and he's actually crushed this team. Now, I will say back in February was the earliest matchup they had. These other ones are from 2022 and 2021. But he has crushed these lines, and I think he's having one of his better seasons of his career. So Jalen Suggs at 17.5, definitely solid one there. Let's go check out OddsJam, see what these other sportsbooks are saying about him. Also, if you're wondering about this this little thing right here, you can sync your sportsbooks, and you can actually have a bet tracker here, so we can actually check that out. But it will track you, so you can see the past week I'm up $605. So definitely a great week for me. I don't think that is a coincidence with this new strategy of implementing and being able to use these tools. I highly recommend them. But yeah, the bet tracker is also just a super really nice thing that OddsJam allows you to do, and it's kind of just saying, hey, you've played a game, you've played a line in that game, just so you know you don't want to like contradict yourself. So just that exclamation point doesn't really mean anything for this video, but wanted to point that out. So let's find Suggs again, if I can spell his name right. Jalen Suggs. Let's go to apply here. And we do see that his points and rebounds line is actually saying a little bit better here. His points assists line is actually at 14.5. So this might have moved around since I looked at this. And we might be adjusting this on the fly. So it looks like his points and rebounds line under. I don't love that because I know he's been having such a great year. First over is that 17.5 PRA, but it has bumped down. I think it was like a 52.8 or something to a 51.15% chance to hit. And looks like these other sports books are around like a minus 120. So in terms of odds, this isn't the best one we've had in a while, but I really like his history. I know what he's been doing so far this year. I've been closely monitoring it. So with this 17.5, I might be jumping to his fantasy score kind of on the fly here. OddsJam doesn't have fantasy score. It has most of the other stats. But, I just know knowledge of the game and know that Suggs has been crushing his fantasy score line because he gets defensive stats as well. So I think I'm going to pull an audible here. They still like his 17.5 over. Sports books are definitely favoring that, but we're not taking advantage of the odds here. We're at minus 119 on PrizePicks. These other sportsbooks are around minus 119. So I'm going to jump to his fantasy score. I will show you kind of right here. Wasn't expecting this, but his blocks and steals line, I wonder what it's at, because he typically goes over that, I want to say. Let's just open up his page and get on there. Blocks and steals. So he's gone over that in 7 to 10 games as well. We do see that Toronto gets blocked a decent amount. Steals are around 9th, so they are a top tier team or top third of the league in terms of not allowing steals. But I definitely don't mind this. We do see that he steals the ball a whole lot, so that might contradict each other, and maybe he grabs a block in there as well. So I like his fantasy score. We see his minus 150 to go over his 1.5 blocks and steals. So we're going to little audible here and go to his fantasy score, and we're going over. But don't expect that for any of the other ones. These other ones are very solid. Let's continue chronologically. Darius Garland is going to be our next guy. no Donovan Mitchell on this one, so continuing to get a boost there. And we're going to go to his 9.5 rebounds and assist line, and we're going over for that. Let's go check out his odds or his outlier page and kind of see what he's been doing. What we got? Darius Garland. We're going over his 9.5 rebounds and assists. You can see the odds are really liking this one at minus 133. Now, in 2023, he's only gone over this in 3 of 8 games. But the biggest news in the injuries is that there's no Donovan Mitchell. Now, why is that a difference maker in this bet? It's because when we take Donovan Mitchell out of here, he has crushed this line. So this year, he has not, I will say. But the 2 matchups he had against this, remember this is rebounds and assists, were against Detroit, great defensive team. Team doesn't allow a whole bunch of rebounds. And then Denver, great defensive team, doesn't allow a whole bunch of rebounds. So he's got a matchup here against Philly. Again, pretty solid defensive team, but high scoring in terms of assists. In the last 10 games without Mitchell on the court, he's gone over this in 8 of 10 games. Yes, these are extending till last year and the years prior, but I really like this. I think these two are really tough matchups, and I think this one for him is going to be a little bit easier. If we do see the spread, they are 7.5-point underdogs without Mitchell in the lineup. But we know that Philly and the Cavs are both top-tier Eastern Conference teams. So I expect this to be, hopefully a little bit close. And if it is, it's going to be because Garland is, dishing the ball, scoring a little bit, and maybe grabs a few boards. So Darius Garland, let's check out his odds jam page over here. Darius Garland. We'll go ahead and apply him. And we do see that so we actually got an orange bet. That's really good. So 9.5 rebounds and assists, 53.96% chance to hit that odds jam is telling us. And that's because FanDuel's got it at minus 140. Bovada's got it at minus 145. ESPN bet actually has it bumped already to 10.5. And then Fliff's got it at minus 145. So definitely like this spot for him. If it's close, I think we're, definitely seeing this go over. There's, I guess, a tiny bit of blowout potential without Donovan Mitchell in the lineup. But definitely rocking with Darius Garland today over that 9.5. Next up, let's go to, again, trying to stay chronologically. Let's go to Eric Gordon. So the news on this one would be that there is no Bradley Beal still. So he's missed a bunch of games, came back, and now he's going to be missing time again. And we're going to go to his 12.5 points, and we're going over here. Let's go check out his outlier page, check out what he's been doing so far this year, and then we'll see him on OddsJam and what other sportsbooks have to say. Eric Gordon, 12.5 points, and we see that sportsbooks are, definitely favoring it. Under is a plus 100, over is a minus 122. So whenever we see plus money on the other side of the bet, definitely favor that. And we can see why. He's gone over in 8 to 10 games. Now, I will say Devin Booker was out of some of these games. Bradley Beal has been out of a lot of these games, but Bradley Beal is now out of the games again, and he's still been hitting this. We can see when he's played with Booker, who should be playing tonight. He's gone over in 3 straight games, but it's 3 of 5, so 60% chance still with Booker in the lineup. He shoots the ball regardless if any of these guys are playing or not, averaging 11.6 attempts, and he's shooting pretty well at 47%. So if he knocks down a few threes, and I think he could easily get there for us. So 12.5 points for Eric Gordon. Let's see what these other sportsbooks are saying and kind of compare him to the value we're getting on PrizePicks. Eric Gordon. Let's go ahead and apply. And we do see that his points line is the 3rd best on PrizePicks right now. They actually don't like his 3-pointers line at 2.5. That does seem kind of steep to me. That could be a way to attack this if you're not liking Eric Gordon to get his points line. This correlates pretty well. But Eric Gordon's not just a 3-point shooter. He definitely gets to the rim. He's a veteran and can kind of take advantage of some matchups. We do see it at 51.96% chance to hit. Minus 125, minus 124 on Pinnacle. Other sportsbooks, again, definitely favoring this. And we've seen his history. We've seen what he's been doing so far. And with no Bradley Beal, I think he continues to get there. You could look at his under PRA. It's interesting to me that they're going against the grain here. Under has made threes. It's actually his best one at 53.59% chance to hit. Pinnacle really likes that one at minus 138. Definitely one of the sharper sportsbooks out there. But I'm going to continue to ride with the over points here. But if you're not liking this pick, you don't have to agree with all my picks. I'd probably recommend going under his 2.5 threes. But Eric Gordon, I think he's got a good night for us. Also, his matchups against Portland, so not the best team there. So they should be able to take advantage of that. Next up, we're going to 2 Utah players, and I'll show you kind of why on this one before we get into this. Over on RotoWire, this is another tool that I use. This is where I start my days, kind of realize who's injured, what are the projected lineups, what are the spreads here, is there any blowout potential, and honestly, the biggest thing I use it for is the injuries. Now, not a ton of injuries today. A lot of these injuries, guys have been injured for a decent amount of time, including Walker Kessler. But with Walker Kessler out of the game, I've noticed that John Collins has moved into that center position, and Lauri Markkanen has been doing a whole bunch defensively, kind of rim running and protecting the rim here. So we can go to on-off court stats, and we see that in terms of usage, Walker Kessler has been out for a decent amount of time, so no one's getting a huge boost there. And then if we go into this page, so we can click right here, I went ahead and did that already, and we take away Walker Kessler. We can go to their per 36-minute stats, and we can see that for rebounds, who is one of these guys we're going to go to, John Collins is averaging 10.7 rebounds per 36 minutes in the past games without Walker Kessler. So that's all the minutes without Walker Kessler on the floor with 36 minutes. He's getting 10.7 and 1.1 assists. So that's a helpful way to say. Oh, also we can see his projected minutes, which is going to be at 33, I want to say. Oh, that's not the right team. Yeah, we see his projected minutes is at 33 minutes, so pretty close to that 36. So we can expect, around 10 rebounds and 1 assists. So we're actually going to go to his rebounds and assist line, John Collins, and we see that this line is at gone. Okay. I had it at 9.5, so that's interesting. But maybe we just go to his rebounds line. Let's check out his rebounds line at 8.0. We can see he's been crushing this. We know that he's averaging over 10 assists per 36 minutes without Walker Kessler on the court in that center position. So we're going to have to pull an audible on this one again. I did submit this with his rebounds and assist line, which was at 9.5. But I think I like his rebounds line. Let's see what OddsJam has to say about his best line today, because I definitely think there's value on him without... looks like they okay. Gotta refresh this. They might have taken him off the page to readjust his lines. Let's go try to find him here. They're messing up all these plays for me. John Collins. Let's go to apply, and they see that his best line is actually his under points, but then his over 8.5 rebounds is his next best line. 51.14% chance to hit. Not my favorite in the world. I really liked his rebounds and assists line at 9.5. Got that added extra boost with the assists. And I don't not like his rebounds line. It just, these percent chances are definitely useful in the long run in terms of winning. Now we did see, how he's been doing against in that center position without Kessler in the lineup. But let's just check him out, kind of see how we're doing. We're getting a lot of audibles here with the lines always moving. So that we do see this was the line I was going for, minus 133 odds, giving that on Caesars. 6 to 10 games, but again, without Walker Kessler in the lineup, we can see that this is probably even improving of 2023. 4 of 5 games without Walker Kessler in the lineup on Utah. So definitely liked it. Also going up against LA, that gives up a decent amount of rebounds. So I think I'll stick with his rebounds line for the video picks here. I don't mind it. It's definitely still over a 50% chance to hit there, and I think I like it in that center position. So sorry for this kind of makeshift jumbled video, but if you don't notice, I do one take on these and do my best to try to explain everything without having to edit everything. So 8.5 rebounds, still liking that. I do maybe say, hey, if you don't want to take all 6 of these plays, go with the ones that we've been seeing consistent value with and haven't moved. But yeah, really liking all of these still. Continuing on, the next one's going to be Lauri Markkanen. Now, because they moved John Collins, I wonder if they adjusted these lines, and they did. So they took his 0.5 blocks off the board. I apologize for this. Going to have to call another audible here. But that's okay. You're going to see my thought process and kind of what goes into how I make bets. So I think that's definitely some value in itself. But I got his 0.5. I got his blocks lines at 0.5. I wanted to show you on RotoWire that in the 36 minutes, they're projecting 37 minutes for John Collins. 37 minutes, so pretty true to this per 36. He's averaging 1.4 blocks per game. So I was definitely loving that 0.5 blocks line for John Collins. But that's fine. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get our 6th pick here. We'll get rid of John Collins. We'll start at Odds Jam here, and we'll go to apply. We're starting at Odds Jam because it's integrated with PrizePicks, so we'll know that all these players are going to be on the board. Now I have this CSGO plays coming up, some NCAA football coming up. So if these are definitely still on the board, I don't know much about CSGO, so I usually just strictly take green plays. And definitely take advantage of any of these if they're on the board. But we're going to go to the NBA because this is an NBA video. Go ahead and apply that. And we'll see that we got... So we got a couple orange plays now. So lines must be moving. Max Strus at over 1.5 turnovers is interesting. Again, with no Donovan Mitchell in the lineup. Benedict Mathurin, I don't love this one. I did check into that one. Kevin Durant over or under 7.5 boards. Looks like all these are going to be decent plays if you're watching this and these are still on the board. But I do like to, especially with NBA and other sports that I can research and have knowledge of, I do like to see how they've been doing, their matchups and everything like that. So let's see this Strus one. So that makes sense with me, just thinking about the game. With no Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus definitely plays a few more minutes and might have to handle the ball a little bit more. So let's go to Strus here. Kind of check out what he's been doing recently and without Donovan Mitchell in the lineup. Looks like he's gone over in 4 of 10 games. In 2023, that's 5 of 13. If we take out Donovan Mitchell, see if that changes things. So over in 2 of 3 games, getting a ton of minutes in a matchup against Philadelphia, who ranks middle of the road, giving up 13.5 turnovers. So this is something I don't mind. Max Strus turnovers line, that's for sure. Definitely not a home run play for me, but definitely a solid one for sure. Kevin Durant under his 7.5 rebounds. That interests me as well. Let's go find Durant. Under 7.5 rebounds. Looks like he's gone under this in less than 50% of the games. So don't love that. 6 of 13 games going up against Portland that gives up a whole bunch of rebounds. So not loving that. He hasn't played the Trailblazers yet this year. So nothing crazy there. Grayson Allen under points and rebounds. That one doesn't make too much sense to me without Bradley Beal, but this could be interesting. Looks like a lot of sports books have this at 14.5. Miles Turner under rebounds and assists. Okay, that could be interesting going up against the Hawks. Let's check out Miles Turner. I do apologize here, but definitely getting some value seeing how I kind of go through my plays and use these tools. Miles Turner over, rebounds and assists. Looks like that's a 50-50 play, 6 of 12 games. Going up against Atlanta, who doesn't give up a whole bunch of rebounds. That's the stat we're kind of worried about. He has been diamond a little bit this year. This is one I don't mind. Looks like sportsbooks are really favoring this. As we see, it is an orange play. Yeah, I mean, this one's definitely solid. Miles Turner, another one. I'm going to keep going until I find a kind of home run play here. But 23 minutes. This might be a longer video. Grayson Allen under. That's another under for Grayson Allen. Under for Anthony Davis blocks. That scares me. He's been crushing that line. Ochai Agbaji, points, rebounds, assists under. We kind of attacked Utah already. Scotty Barnes under steals. That line just... FanDuel does have it at minus 154. We could check that one out. I don't know if Orlando gets the ball taken from him a decent amount, but we'll check them out. Let's go to, Scotty Barnes. Were we going over or under? Under his steals, okay. So he has gone under in 8 of 13 games, so we might be onto something here. 8 of 13 games. Obviously, some of these games he goes crazy. Now Orlando does get the ball stolen from him a decent amount. So that would be something I don't love. Has he played them this year? He has played. Oh no, these were last year. But 3 games in a row he hasn't got this line. This could be another one. Not a home run play, not one that I'd put in the video picks just because I want to get you guys the best plays. But don't mind that Scotty Barnes play. Franz Wagner under points, rebounds, assists. That's going to be at 26.5. I think he's going to have a solid game against Toronto. That's just my inclination. Kevin Durant under his 5 assists. No. Trae Young over points and rebounds. This could be an interesting one going up against the Pacers. Looks like a lot of sportsbooks have this at 28.5, and they're very, very heavily favored to go over this. So this might be a solid one. 28.5 on FanDuel is minus 104. So that's not the best in the world. But let's go into it. Check out Trae Young. 27.5 points and rebounds. Looks like he's gone over this in pretty much none of the games. 2 of 11 games he's gone over this. Now he is going up against Indiana. This should be a high-scoring game. Head-to-head matchup, hasn't hit it in 4 straight. So going to have to go off that one as well. Remember, we do have it at 28, so this one would be a push. Just not loving the history there. He could have a great game. Another one I don't mind. Just not the best one out there. Ayton over points and rebounds. I hate playing Ayton, but it looks like a lot of sportsbooks have him at 23.5, and it's still minus money. So that interests me for sure. Let's go find Ayton here. All right, so we got him at 22.5 points and rebounds. It's a minus 128. He's gone over in 6 of 10 games, going up against a Phoenix team that allows 20th in terms of points. They are a huge underdog, so there is some blowout potential, but he has played them not recently. He doesn't, is this their first regular season matchup? This is his old team, so maybe there's some revenge game in there. So yeah, I don't mind this one. This isn't bad. Revenge game for DeAndre Ayton. This could be a fun one to go with. He's been over 50% of these games. Phoenix allows a decent amount of rebounds. I would probably go ahead and look at how he's played against Nurkic in the past. I'm surprised they haven't played this year. That is surprising for me. Portland. Okay. Yeah, let's run with this. DeAndre Ayton over 22.5 points and rebounds. Looks like, again, we're seeing the reason why. FanDuel's got this at minus 128. Other sportsbooks have already bumped this to 23.5, but they're still on minus money. So definitely liking that. Fliff's got this at 23.5, and it's minus 115 still. So DeAndre Ayton, I think maybe a revenge game. First time he's played this team in the regular season. I don't mind that. Let's go to DeAndre Ayton and get our last play in there. So I do apologize for a kind of the crazy bumps and having to go on the fly here, but hopefully you got some value in kind of seeing how I make plays. That is one of the reasons, or one of the ways I make plays. Sometimes I go to Outlier and start there and have to go see if they're on PrizePicks or not. And they both have their advantages, but that will do it for this one. Still all overs. Let's go ahead and zoom in and go over them, and we can get out of here. OG Anunoby over 1.5 turnovers. Jalen Suggs over 23.0 fantasy score. If we had to pull an audible on this one as his lines were moved a little bit. Darius Garland over 9.5 rebounds and assists with no Donovan Mitchell. Eric Gordon over 12.5 points. John Collins over 8.5 rebounds. And then DeAndre Ayton, another audible at the end there, over 22.5 points in a revenge spot against Phoenix. So that will do it for this one, guys. Definitely check out those links in the description for free trials and any of those tools I was using. They're all useful in different ways. I use them all kind of together, and I've made a new strategy where we've been killing it the past 4 days. Up 40 units. My unit sizes are $20 just because I'm very conservative in that way. But just continue to crush it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Sorry for the longer video, but let's make some money tonight. I did want to say before we go, I forgot to attack the taco here. Joel Embiid is at 25.5. Really, really liking this. If we go over to our odds jam tool, we see that his points line is our number one play for him at 29.5. Sportsbooks are liking this. 28.5 is at a minus 160. Looks like BetMGM has it at minus 105 for 30.5. Pinnacle, same thing, 30.5. We're getting at 25.5, going up against the Cavs. Really, really liking that. So use this taco with confidence, and definitely leave a comment down below if you have questions about the later tacos. But that will do it. Let's make some money tonight. Peace out.